Evening, NWS Revolution members and viewers. This is your NWS Head of Talent Relations, Michael Cole. And today I'm giving you my NWS Revolution Impact Review. And what the hell of a Revolution Impact it was. As we said, spoiler alert, goodbye to the NWS Avengers. But I will get to that when I reveal the main event. And you're gonna love what happened in the main event. Okay, tonight's NWS Revolution Impact was hailing from the Bridgestone Arena in good old Nashville, Tennessee, baby. The commentators for the show were Joe Gowley and Dan Lambert as they welcomed the fans to the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, and broke down the match card and then what to do commentary to plug the first match, and it was for the NWS Tag Team titles as NWS Tag Team Champions. Rob and Jacob McGowan defended their Tag Team Championships against WWE's The New Day, which consisted of Kofi Kingston and Big E. As the New Day came up first, did the infamous entrance like they do in WWE, and got ready for action. And then out came the McGovern's. This tag team match got This tag team match got underway as the McGoverns and the New Day wasted no time beating the holy hell out of each other. As the McGoverns double powerbombed the New Day, slammed their heads on all four turnbuckles, the New Day fought back and body slammed Rob and Jacob McGowan, gave them flying elbows, hit them with the trumpet. But stomped on them, and then the New Day, Big and Kofi Kingston delivered the up down down midnight hour. Is the up down down, which is a diving double foot stomp, and pendulum backbreaker. And then the midnight hour, which is a diving DDT and big ending combination. And then they hit the McGoverns with the afternoon delight, which is a powerbomb diving foot stomp combination as they went to pin him 1-2, but Rob and Jacob McGovern kicked out at 2.5. Oh, baby. And then Rob McGovern gave 16 suplexes to the New Day and locked them in a Kimura as Jacob McGowan speared them and gave them a jackhammer and a lariat and an Irish whip and delivered the Southampton's plunge and the Swanton bomb. And then Rob and Jacob McGowan finished the New Day off with the 3D as they went to pin the 1-2-3, and still NWS Tag Team Champions Rob and Jacob McGowan via pinfall with Southampton's plunge, Swanton bomb, F5, and 3D as this match lasted 14 minutes and 15 seconds. This was a good 14 and 15 second match. And Rob and Jacob McGovern are doing wonders with the tag team titles. And earlier, there was footage of the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, and the NWS President Laura taking Cody Mercer and the Elite Reach of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries on a tour of Nashville, Tennessee. See, and what a tour it was. As he then checked them into a hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. And the hotel that Donald Trump and 45th President Donald Trump and the NWS Revolution President Laura checked him into was none other than hold on a second. So as the tour of Nashville, Tennessee was going along, Donald Trump did indeed check him into the hotel. But before Donald Trump checked him into a hotel, he took them on another tour of Nashville, Tennessee, where and the hotel that Donald Trump checked him into was none other than was none other than the Country Inn. Was none other than the Country Yard Marriott in Nashville, Tennessee. That's right. Hold on. I do apologize for this, ladies and gentlemen. So the name of the hotel that Donald Trump checked him into was none other than, as I said, it was none other than the Country Inn and Suites. By the way, that's the Country Inn and Suites. It's Donald Trump and the NWS Revolution President Laura paid for it. And then Donald Trump actually made them breakfast, made them scrambled eggs and toast and hash browns and pancakes for breakfast. And then he decided to take him out on another tour of Nashville, Tennessee. And then decided to and then after giving the whole entire tour of the Country Inn and Suites, Donald Trump decided to take them out to lunch at one of his favorite West, and Donald Trump decided to take him out to lunch at none other than Bakersfield for some good old-fashioned Mexican food. That's right, Bakersfield. As the Mercers and the American Mercenaries, Sons of Chaos, and Eddie Richards Douglas had some delicious hard shell and soft shell tacos, as Donald Trump and Laura paid for it. And then we got to the next match. And the next match was indeed the Bloker taking on WWE's Braun Breaker. That's right. It was former NWS World Heavyweight Champion, the Bloker, taking on an NXT champion, Braun Breaker. As this match got underway, the Bloker wasted no time spearing down Braun Breaker and giving him a V-trigger and a tilt-a-whirl and a scoop slam. But then Braun Breaker fought off the Bloker and hit him with his signature moves such as the Frankensteiner, the Diving Bulldog, and locked the Bloker in a Steiner recliner, but the Bloker refused to submit. As then Braun Breaker speared him and delivered the military press power slam went to pin him, but the bloker got a shoulder up as the bloker fought off Bron Breakker, gave him several chops to the chest, locked him in a sharpshooter and a style recliner of his own. As the bloker then locked Bron Breakker in the figure four leg lock, then gave him Ric Flair chops to the chest, gave him a flying elbow and a suicide dive as Bron Breakker fought off the bloker and speared him and delivered a military press power slam, went to pin him, but the bloker got another shoulder up, and then Bron Breakker locked the bloker in the Steiner recliner, but the bloker refused to submit and was able to break the hold as the bloker went crazy and gave several punches to Bron Breakker and gave him and then choked him with the ring ropes. And in the end, the bloker delivered a devastating no laughing matter to Bron Breakker and pinned the 1-2-3 winner of the match, the bloker, via pinfall with no laughing matter, as this match lasted 16 minutes and 14 seconds. And what a match this was between the bloker and NXT's Bron Breakker. What a crazy match this was. And then there was more footage of the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and the NWS Revolution President, Law, taking the Mercers, the Elite Reach of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, and the American Mercenaries out to dinner at the Lockland table. That's right, the Lockland table. And they had, and oh boy, I was there, and the food was absolutely delicious. As Cody Mercer as the Mercers had pizza, and Johnny Da Vinci, the NWS Intercontinental Universal Champion, had some dry-aged New York strip steak, served with mashed potatoes and green beans. As Donald Trump and of course it was all paid for by the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And then after the dinner was over, after the rest of the tour of Nashville, Tennessee was over, Donald Trump decided to take them right straight to the arena. As Joe Gotti and Dan Levin made note of that, and everybody was dressed in good old Nashville, Tennessee style clothes. Donald Trump even took the Mercers, the Elite Reach Doctors, Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries on a tour to the Elvis Presley studio, to Elvis Presley's house. Yes, they actually got a tour of Elvis Presley's mansion. Wow, Elvis Presley, the late great Elvis Presley. How this was one hell of a tour. Yes. No. So it's a Graceland. So he went to Memphis, Tennessee, just to get a tour of the Elvis Presley house, which is a one-story ranch style house in the residential neighborhood in Memphis, Tennessee. And Donald Trump and Laura and the Sons of Chaos and the Elite Reach Snuggles and American Mercenaries and Cody Mercer and the General Manager, World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer and the NWS Universal champion Cody was singing Elvis Presley songs. And wow, this was great. I gotta say, Donald Trump sure knows how to take people, sure knows how to take them out to a tour. You gotta respect for that. And even Laura, even the NWS Revolution President Laura was singing some great Elvis Presley songs. And then Donald Trump and Laura took the Mercers, the Elite Witches, Dr. Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries right straight to the arena in Nashville, Tennessee. As we got to the third match number 3 was Queen's Xavier Reed taking on WWE's Gunther, formerly known as Walter. As this match got underway, out came Queen's Xavier Reed at first, and then out came Gunther, or should I say Walter. And Queen's Xavier Reed wasted no time taking down Gunther as he gave him an Irish whip and a spinning heel kick, a hurricane rana, a tilt-a-whirl, and a leg dive. But then Walter, I'm just gonna say Walter, aka Gunther, delivered a big boot brainbuster, butterfly suplex, diving splash, German suplex, high angle Boston crab, jumping knee drop, knife edge chop, seated press, shotgun drop, kick and superplex. To Queen's Xavier Reed went to pin, but Queen's Xavier Reed kicked out at 2.5. And then he delivered a floating powerbomb to Queen's Xavier Reed, went to pin, but Queen's Xavier Reed again kicked out at 2.5 as he locked him in the Gordra clutch, but Queen's Xavier Reed refused to submit. And then he delivered a golden bomb, a fire thunder driver, a burning lariat in the last symphony, but it was not enough to keep Queen's Xavier Reed down as he kept kicking out and getting a shoulder up. And then Queen's Xavier Reed delivered a headbutt to Gunther, went to pin, but Gunther got a shoulder up as they continued as Queen's Xavier Reed and Gunther decided to wrestle back and forth with move after move and submission after submission. And in the end, Queen's Xavier Reed dropped Gunther, aka Walter, with the Queen's dive and pinned him 1, 2, 3 as this match lasted 18 minutes and 25 seconds. And I gotta say, wow, this was one hell of a match between former NWS World Heavyweight Champion Queen's Xavier Reed and former WWE United Kingdom champion and former WWE UK champion Walter, who's now known as Gunther. Great match. And then Michael Cole, got an interview with the NWS German World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer and asked him his thoughts on finally putting an end to the NWS Avengers in the Buried Alive match. Cody Mercer said tonight, him, Psycho Mercer, the Elite Witch of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, and the American Mercenaries are going to do everything in their power to finally put an end to the NWS Avengers once and for all. And they're going to do everything in their power to win the Buried Alive match. As I, Michael Cole, wish them good luck. And then it was match number 4. The Fox taking on WWE's LA Knight. That's right, WWE's LA Knight. And then LA Knight came out first as he insulted the Nashville, Tennessee crowd, called him a bunch of loudmouth, no-doubt hillbillies, and said he can't believe he is taking. And of course, you know the LA Knight was formerly known as Eli Drake in Impact Wrestling. So as LA Knight was insulting the crowd booed him. And then out came the Fox. As this match got underway, the Fox wasted no time as he clawed LA Knight in the face, body slammed him, locked him in the ankle lock, but LA Knight refused to submit as LA Knight fought off the Fox and gave him several punches, and LA Knight hit the Fox with his signature moves such as the leaping elbow drop with fidgets, the neck breaker, the Skylord slam, the springboard moonsault, and the superplex. And then he delivered the blunt force trauma, the bottom rung, and the gravy train. Went to pin the Fox, but somehow, some way, the Fox kicked out at 2.5 and decided to beat the holy hell out of LA Knight and just went crazy at him. As he gave him a DDT and then a double DDT, a baseball slide, a vintage power bomb, a vintage power slam, a vintage gut wrench, vintage chops to the chest, several punches, including a flying elbow drop and a flying leg drop and a big boot. And he even delivered the Razor's Edge, shades of the late Scott Hall. And then in the end, the Fox finished off LA Knight with the Doomsday Device and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Winner of the match, LA Knight via pinfall with Doomsday Device, as this match lasted 15 minutes and 17 seconds. That's like 15 minutes and 17 seconds. This is the most craziest I've ever seen of the Fox, as Joe Gotti and Dan Abbott they noted that on commentary. And then it was time for the main event. A buried alive winner take match. As the NWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Moss and the NWS World Heavyweight Champion General Manager Cody Mercer, the NWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer, the Sons of Cash, which consists of Sir Robert Knight II, and the Elite Witches of Darkness, which consists of Devin the Demon, former NWS Tag Team Champions Devin the Demon and Legion, and the American Mercenaries, leader Vinnie Joe, Tony Jr. II, and the NWS Intercontinental United States Champion Johnny Da Vinci. For the first out came Vice President Kamala Harris to tremendous boos from the Nashville, Tennessee crowd. And then out came Michael Rappaport to tremendous boos. Then out came Roman WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns to tremendous boos as he was accompanied by Paul Heyman. Then out came Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa to tremendous boos. And then out came Don Callis, who got booed out of the building. And then, of course, Paul Heyman was booed out of the building as well. And Chucky the Killer Doll was accompanied by Chucky the Killer Doll also came on. The match got underway as the Mercers and the Elite Witches of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, American Mercies just beat the holy hell out of the NWS Avengers. Cody Mercer stomped a mud hole in them, dropped him on a stack of diamonds he called his neck, and opened a can of whoop-ass and delivered bench presses. As Psycho Mercer delivered bench presses as well. And hit them with several. And then Kamala Harris tried to fight back, but the Mercers just dominated her. Michael Webb then dropped every member of the Elite Witches of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, American Mercenaries, and the two Mercers with the Rappaport crushing finale, and then went to drag them to the graveyard. But nope, the American Mercenaries would have none of that. As the American Mercenaries then wasted no time just dominating the NWS Avengers. As 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 Jai Da Vinci went absolutely crazy on the MW's Avengers and hit them with his professional wrestling flows, such as the arm, as he even locked them in the arm breaker and delivered a diving arm breaker, a double knee arm breaker, an arm drag, a Japanese arm drag, over the shoulder arm drag, as 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 then Vinnie Joe then delivered a very atomic chop to Kamala Harris, Michael Rappaport, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, and the Bloodline. And then Tony Jr. II hit every member of the NWS Avengers with the sit out full Nelson atomic drop, as Cody Buster delivered more bench presses, and Cody Buster then delivered a brainbuster to every member of the NWS Avengers, a bulldog, as Psycho Buster delivered a catapult, and then Kamala Harris maced the Mercers in the eyes, and then got a steel chair, and as she hit Cody Buster and Psycho Buster very hard on the head with a steel chair, busting them wide open. As Michael Rappaport then busted Giant Da Vinci open with a baseball bat, with a metal baseball bat. And, and then and then Michael Rappaport then blasted Vinnie Joe and Tony Jr. II in the face with a guitar, as he took a guitar and smashed the guitar right over the head of Vinnie Joe, Tony Jr. II, Giant Da Vinci, busting them wide open. And then he got a metal pipe and just whacked Devin the Demon and leads with it. As the NWS Avengers then went to drag the Elite, which is Dr. Sons of Chaos and American Mercenaries, to the grave pit, to the graveyard and grave pit, but it was not enough as the Mercers, Elite Witches and Doctors, Sons of Chaos, American Mercenaries fought off the NWS Avengers. Psycho Mercer went absolutely crazy, and every member of the NWS Avengers then got a cinder block and broke it over the head of Kamala Harris, Michael Rappaport, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, Chucky the Killer Doll, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso, as they were busted wide open. And then Psycho Mercer then smeared the blood all over the face, and Psycho Mercer then delivered a Psycho Stunner, Psycho Bomb, and Psycho Buster to every member, to Kamala Harris, and every member of the NWS Avengers, as Cody Buster delivered the Buster Stunner, Tombstone Pile Driver, and Mercer footprint to Vice President Kamala Harris, Michael Rappaport, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, and the NWS Avengers. And then Vinnie Joe then powerbombed every member of the NWS Avengers. Tony Jr. II delivered a devastating chokeslam to Kamala Harris, Michael Rappaport, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, Chucky the Killer Doll, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. Giant Da Vinci went crazy and then dropped Vice President Kamala Harris, Michael Rappaport, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, Chucky the Killer Doll, Paul Heyman, Don Callis, with a choke slam of his own, and then Giant Da Vinci decided to drop every member of the NWS Avengers with his finisher, which is a death sentence. First, Giant Da Vinci dropped Fortnite Vice President Kamala Harris with a devastating death sentence, and then delivered the death sentence to Michael Rappaport, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, so Chucky the Killer Doll, Don Callis, and Paul Heyman. And then they just went, and then the Mercers and the Elite Witches, Dr. Sons of Chaos, American Mercenaries just went absolutely crazy on the NWS Avengers. Just dominated them, destroyed them from within. And hell, Cody Mercer even got a tractor, a John Deere tractor, and went. Oh, hell, Cody Mercer even got in a car. That's right. It even got in a Cadillac. And Cody Mercer then decided to run over Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa. First he ran them over, and then Cody Mercer, who was going absolutely crazy. After he ran them over, Cody Mercer then ran over Michael Rappaport. And then Cody Mercer then went over Paul Heyman. And Cody Mercer then went over Don Callis. And last but not least, Cody Mercer then went over Vice President Kamala Harris as revenge for what she did to the late Scooter St. Rodham last year. Getting revenge. As every member of the NWS Avengers were writhing in pain, bleeding profusely. And then Cody Mercer then got a cinder block, two cinder blocks, and placed it on the legs of Kamala Harris, with Michael Rappaport, Lion King X and JJ, Lion King X and JJ, Paul Heyman, and Don Callis, and even and then he broke the cinder blocks over every member of the NWS Avengers' legs as they were screaming in pain. And then, but he was not done. He got more cinder blocks and placed it on the wrist and arms and shoulders of every member of the NWS Avengers as Psycho Mercer, Sir Vinny Joe, Tony Jr. II, Giant Da Vinci then teamed up and then they decided to break the cinder blocks over every member of the arms and shoulders and wrists of the NWS Avengers as they were just screaming in pain. This was vintage Cody Mercer and vintage Psycho Mercer and vintage Vinny Joe, vintage Tony Jr. II, and vintage Giant Da Vinci at their best. They were just dominating every member of the NWS Avengers. And hell, and then Cody Mercer decided to get a table as he dumped thumbtacks all over the table and set every table on fire and every member of them and the Mercers and the Elite Reaches of Darkness and Sons of Chaos and American Mercenaries delivered a devastating power bomb right through the flaming wooden tables. I mean, they were doing everything that possible to take out the NWS Avengers. The NWS Avengers tried to fight back, but it was not enough. And then Vice President Kamala Harris got a shovel as she tried to hit the Mercers with it, but nope, they stopped her. And then Lion Kicks and they got outer shovels. And then Tony Jr. and then Giant Da Vinci and Tony Jr. II then whacked Lion King X and JJ with the shovel as they went landing into the grave pit. And then Billy Joe then broke a shovel over the face of Roman Reigns. And he broke a shovel over the face of Solo Sikoa and over the face of Jimmy Uso. And then Vinny Joe, then not only that, Vinny Joe was not done. As he beat the holy hell out of Vice President Kamala Harris and Michael Rappaport and Don Callis. And then Psycho Mercer then got brass knucks and punched Don Callis and Paul Heyman in the face, busting them open even more. He was just going absolutely crazy as he delivered another Psycho Bomb and Psycho Stun and Psycho Busted to both Don Callis, Paul Heyman, and Chucky the Killer Doll. And then Cody Mercer then broke another shovel over the face of Don Callis, over the face of Michael Rappaport, and then Psycho Mercer broke a shovel over the face of Michael Rappaport as he went landing in the grave pit. He was unconscious. And then Johnny Da Vinci then hit Kamala Harris with the death sentence. and Cody Muster went absolutely crazy on Paul Heyman and Don Callis as he delivered a Muster Stunner, Tombstone Pile Driver, and Muster flipped to both Paul Heyman and Don Callis, and then Cody Muster then had that crazy look on his face as he got the shovel and he just whipped Don Callis right in the face with a shovel as Don Callis went flying in the grave pit. He was unconscious. And then Paul Heyman tried to fight Cody Buster off, but it was not enough as Cody Buster that got a shovel and just whacked Paul Heyman right in the face of his. Paul Heyman went landing in the grave pit, and then and then Kamala Harris was left all alone as the rest of the NWS Avengers were knocked out unconscious in the grave pit. And then of course every member of the Elite Weeks of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, American Mercenaries, dropped Kamala Harris with the finishers right on the mud and right on top of the tombstone. And then Cody Mercer then got the and after Psycho Buster, Psycho Bomb and Psycho Slam, Psycho Buster, Kamala Harris at the Vinnie Joe delivered a spinning powerbomb to Vice President Kamala Harris, and at the Tony to the second choke slam Kamala Harris, and at the Giant Da Vinci delivered another death sentence Kamala Harris. Cody Mercer delivered another Mercer Stunner, Tombstone Pile Driver, Mercer flipper to Kamala Harris, and then got the shovel and just bam, whacked the 49th Vice President Kamala Harris in the face with it, broke the shovel, and Kamala Harris went landing back first into the grave pit. As then they got more shovels, and the Mercers and Elite Weeks of Darkness and Son of Chaos decided to haul the dirt into the grave pit, and then they went and got forklifts and decided to haul the rest of the dirt into the grave pit with the NWS Avengers in, and then the Mercers, the Elite Weeks of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries decided to seal the grave pit and haul the rest of the dirt on it, and then after that, NWS World Heavyweight Champion General Manager Cody Mercer, NWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer, so the Elite Weeks of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, and also the three American Mercenary members, the leader Vinnie Joe, Tony to the second, and the NWS Intercontinental World Heavyweight, and the NWS Intercontinental and United States Champion Giant Da Vinci. She then hauled more dirt on top of the tombstone and then ended up burying the NWS Avengers alive. That's right. Right. The Mercers, the Elite Weeks of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries buried the NWS Avengers alive, winning the match as this match lasted at 60 minutes. This match lasted 60 minutes and 60 minutes. What a great 60 minutes buried alive match it was. It was crazy. And now the winner of the match, the Mercer, once again the winners of the match were the Mercers, the Elite Weeks of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, American Mercenaries, as they buried the NWS Avengers alive. That's right, winning the match and burying the NWS Avengers alive. Finally, after the whole entire year, finally putting an end to the NWS Avengers once and for all. And now the NWS Avengers have officially disbanded. And the feud between the Mercers, the Elite Weeks of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, the American Mercenaries, and the NWS Avengers is finally over. It's finally over. The NWS Avengers are no more. As I said, the NWS Avengers have been destroyed. The NWS Avengers have officially split up and have officially disbanded. Wow. Wow. It's about time. It's about time. Because after all the damage the NWS Avengers have caused here in the NWS Revolution, uh, it is Karma, Karma, has finally came back and bit the NWS Avengers in the asses. There is no more NWS Avengers. And then Cody Mercer and the Elite Legion of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries celebrated. As out came 45th President of the United States Donald Trump and the NWS Revolution President Lord. And Cody Mercer got on the mic and decided to sing a song, got the Tennessee crowd to sing a song for the NWS Avengers. And he sang, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. Whoo, thank God. And all Michael Cole got to say is congratulations to the general manager and World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer. Congratulations to the MWC Universal Champion Psycho Mercer. Congratulations to Sir Robert Knight II. Congratulations to former and congratulations to Devin the Demon. Congratulations to Legion. Congratulations to the American Mercenaries, Vinny Joe, Tony II. Congratulations to the MWS Intercontinental United States Champion Giant DaVinci. Congratulations to the Mercers. A big congratulations and round of applause to the Mercers, to the Elite Legions of Darkness, to the Sons of Chaos, and to the American Mercenaries for burying the NWS Avengers alive. For finally ending the long rivalry between the Elite Legions of Darkness, Sons of Chaos, and American Mercenaries and NWS Avengers. There is no more NWS Avengers. The NWS Avengers are history. Yes, it's been confirmed that they have officially disbanded. And Cody Mercer and Laura have decided that the NWS Avengers will never form again. The NWS Avengers will never get back together. The NWS Avengers will never reform. And the NWS Avengers will never reunite because it is the end of the road for the NWS Avengers. The NWS Avengers are officially history, and they no longer are stable. And now they have to go their separate ways. And General Manager Cody Mercer and NWS Revolution President Lord have decided that if the NWS Avengers decide to reunite when they return, when the former members return, they will be fired on the spot. So now everybody can relax. And Loa and Cody Mercer has decided to, since it's gonna be a long time before we see the former NWS Avengers, they have also been suspended for 5 months. That's right. Not only are the so there is no so that's it. And that's it. The end of the NWS Avengers has finally come. They are now ancient history, and they can never reunite or get back together again. Again. The NWS Avengers are done. And they are never ever to reunite. Now they can come back, but they can come back to the NWS Revolution after the suspension is over, after 5 months, but they just can never reunite again. That's it. They are done. Thank you. And that is all I might gotta say. I will wait this Revolution Impact. I saw it 10 out of 10, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, and an A triple Plus. No more NWS Avengers. What's going to happen now? What's going to happen to the former NWS Avengers? And when they do return, what are they going to say? When will we hear from Vice President Kamala Harris again? When will we hear from Michael Rappaport again? When will we hear from Lion King X and JJ again? What's going to happen? When will we hear from Don Callis and Paul Heyman again? Because they can because their stable is now a thing of the past. And the fans were cheering. What will Cody Mercer say in his next promo? How will he react for finally putting an end to the NWS Avengers once and for all? What will he say in his next promo? What's going to happen this coming Sunday at Revolution Chambers? Who will win the match between the NWS Intercontinental and United States Champion Johnny Da Vinci and the NWS Revolution President Laura? Who will win that match? Will Johnny Da Vinci be victorious twice? Will Johnny Da Vinci win the Elimination Chamber match and become the number one contender for the NWS Universal Championship? What will happen in the 2 out of 3 falls match between NWS World Heavyweight Champion John Renton, Cody Mercer, and Rich Mayette? What's going to happen? When will we hear from Cody Mercer again? Tune in to the NWS Revolution to find out. As this coming Sunday, NWS commentators Joe Gowdy and Dan Lambert will do the Revolution Chambers reveal. You all have a good night. And thank you for watching. Sorry for going for 47 minutes and sorry for going for 47 minutes, but I just had a lot to say. I mean, it's time to celebrate as much. Sorry to sound like a broken record, but I'm just excited because there is no more NWS Avengers. They have yes, I know I sound like a broken record, but I have to. I have to celebrate. The NWS Avengers are no more. They have disbanded. They can never reunite again. And you all have a good night. This is Michael Cole signing off. Good night, everybody.